Good evening, friends. This is Shivakkumar here, and thanks for the continuous support, and thanks for watching my videos. And actually, we are currently, discussing on the choosing a right engineering courses and information on different engineering streams and branches, right? So we already discussed actually today. Actually, I like to discuss about civil engineering, as many of our friends actually asked for the scope, salary, and career aspect, and the better fitment in the civil engineering field. So earlier we discussed about mechanical engineering, robotics engineering, biomedical instrumentation, computer science, and computer science with a specialization like IoT, artificial intelligence, blockchain, cyber security, big data analytics, artificial intelligence, and data science. Our computer science with the business systems, and so difference between the computer science engineering and information technology. So all this mean, and then actually we discussed about ECE, triple E, the problems normally, a candidate can face in, after doing instrumentation engineering, in particular India. So, what are the problems actually? Well, for the engineering graduate in joining or after joining the core engineering, so, what are the hurdles he need to cross? I mean, definitely the core engineering field is a good option, but from the salary point, it is. I mean, I can say it is not that much good when compared to an IT. Those who are interested in core engineering, don't compare your salary with your friends in IT. That is really, I mean, that makes you more actually create mental tension. Sometimes actually mental. I can say depressions and everything will happen because you cannot compare the core engineering salary with the IT or IT enabled services sector. That is service sector. Right? That is different. So totally different. So now moving to the civil engineering field. So we discussed about mechanical and all these things, and now today we are going to discuss about the civil engineering. So civil engineering again actually it is also the old version of engineering or old engineering branch, which was available starting from the civilization started, right? And civilization started, man is trying to construct or constructed houses, right? So based on the science and innovations or recent trends, he's changing his ideas and innovations in structures means the civil structures will get changed. So say actually the civil engineering students will normally study basic engineering, so integration with mechanical, electrical, electronics, and then actually the chemical engineering, so communication engineering, everything in the first year, and from the second year they will go move on to their core area of study, material science, metallurgy, different properties of metals, chemicals, resins, all these things, and building materials. So civil structure planning, design, thermal engineering. So how the building can withstand the thermal effects and everything, and then fluid mechanics, hydraulic study, and then related to power plant instrumentation, and then actually related to the hydraulics, hydropowers, how to construct the power plants or any manufacturing unit, the plant layout, the design, and then actually again actually the management studies. So civil engineering graduates can enter the management and reach the top management level. That is also possible. And say actually actually in civil engineering itself, for designing the 3D view or any computerized view of the building structures, right? Actually, so in a predetermined way, actually we can design the using the CAD, CAM, or so whatever actually the technology, recent technology or innovations in civil engineering, automation, or actually structural design, structural plan. We need to, we can study that, and then actually it's an added advantage to getting a job in civil engineering. Normally in India, right? Actually, who will study, who will prefer civil engineering means actually. is the grandfather or father or ancestors, or they're having backgrounds in doing a construction business or a constructor or a building constructor kind of thing or a civil contractor kind of thing. Those students, I mean, the students will come from the civil engineering background. Their father or grandfather or their uncles, they are already, I mean, working in civil engineering field or construction or design field. So with their influence, actually, they can able to get into that. This is the main scope normally in India. And second thing, actually, say based on their cutoff, engineering cutoffs and everything, they can get. I mean, they will try to get a seat in. I mean, government colleges. And when trying a government college, actually, based on their mark structures and everything, cutoff and everything, they will be allotted civil engineering. That is one aspect. And third category, based on their interest and everything, design capacities, and say the now actually the urban areas are going. I mean, going with the skyscrapers, modernized building structures and everything, right? So there some students will be more interested in civil design, structural design. So we have courses like VR, MR, right? So Bachelor of Architecture, all these things, Master of Architecture, all these things will come. So in India, actually, it is again actually it's a good field, but as a engineering graduate, when a B or BTech guy actually in civil engineering after completion, he is not getting suitable job, and actually is normally joining to the, well, I mean to the builders or construction companies. Actually, they are getting very low salary, or they will be, I mean, they will be recruited for the project specific recruitment, and after the project was over, they will be sent out. So they will get in a very nominal I mean, salary. So some people actually with after completion of B and everything, they are getting 5,000 and something. And so that is really I mean, pathetic thing, pathetic situation. And once you are getting into public sector or central government or so any private, big private organizations, their salary is good, their social I mean status, or I mean whatever their expectation, right? Expenses they're able is good, and they can able to meet the expenses of their family and everything. Because nowadays education and everything become a very costly thing, right? So they need to earn more in that. So for that, definitely they need to, if they're, they normally they will think on working in an overseas employment jobs like in Dubai or a Gulf countries, or say actually in case of Singapore, or sometimes actually these African countries, they are getting the opportunities. But again, the life, I mean, the life is really miserable. They need to withstand that particular country's policies and employment policies, opportunities, and everything. That is a really panic thing actually. So they need to, they cannot able to bring their, I mean, take their family to the particular country. So it is very problem, right? I mean, in the African countries, actually getting education and all for education facility and infrastructure facility will be really challenging, right? So they need to keep their family, or they will make their family to live in India, and they need to work there separately. So they need to live alone. So sometimes actually, when a person actually passed out IELTS or GRE or TOEFL kind of thing, actually they will get into Europe or say US for higher studies. Or sometimes actually they are doing opting the overseas job employment by doing GRE, IELTS, TOEFL kind of thing. So GRE and all these things actually for education, overseas, and IELTS is normally Canada and this Australia and Europe, right? Actually, they are looking for English language as a test. Okay, so that is a kind of prerequisite for getting any PR or kind of thing. So in basically in India, the salary structure for civil engineers is very low, same like mechanical, and really pathetic thing. Actually, there some people are not getting salary in particular months. If there is no project, then they are not recruited. So they need to find a job, temporary job. It's a kind of contract job only, right? So in case of civil engineering, so they need to go for higher studies in overseas, right? So US or Europe or Norway, all these things. Say civil engineering, actually again like mechanical, the building a I mean actually the basic physical location or facility is very much. So whatever industry it may be, or whatever, I mean, machines to be installed, so without civil engineering you cannot do that. So for creating a power plant, for during the erection, civil engineers will start their work. They will create a layout. They will do the plant facility and everything based on the needs, top management needs, and then actually they will help the mechanical engineers to install the machines, heavy machineries and everything. Say especially for the boiler plant implementation, I mean erection, or the turbine plant erection, they need to position and everything. They need to position the equipment and they set the equipment. Then only the mechanical engineers will assemble all the required location. Then electrical come. Then instrumentation, like that, electronics instrumentation, like the people, electronic or instrumentation and control peoples. They will set the, I mean, circuit connectivity, or say the complete automation connectivity to set a closed loop or open loop, all these things. These are the mandatory things actually. So civil engineers work is prerequisite for any business, whether it is any industry, discrete or repetitive or process industry. Setting up of the plant layout and building structures, arranging the machines, set up the machines and fixing in the plant floor is very important, and we need to get the help from the civil engineers, and they need to know how the thermal engineering works functions, or fluid mechanics work. So fluid science, material science, how strong, say how to install a heavy machinery or tons of weight of machines in a particular plant layout. They need to study about the material properties and all this, mean soil properties. So the civil engineers need to refresh them in a yearly basis. Actually, they need to do material science, metallurgy, such, compatibility study, disaster management, safety, fire safeties, and all other safeties are actually they need to strengthen the knowledge. So they in foreign countries they are conducting a lot of certification courses or degree courses. So they need to complete in addition to the civil engineering, right? So and again actually the overseas studies or higher degree studies, right? Higher education is very important in civil engineering. So you can get an experience by joining the, I mean, your in your local town, or Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Calcutta, Delhi, Mumbai, whatever. Actually, this metro is constructing lot of new structural thing, and there actually you need lot of structural planning, structural design, structural engineering, maintenance, overhaul, and all these civil requirements are there, because now the India is doing development programs in all the metros and sub metros and mid-sized cities, right? Like say in case of Tiruchi, Coimbatore, Tirunelveli, Madurai in Tamil Nadu, all these actually locations actually are the second level actually or third level cities, where actually the now actually the development is concentrated, and one by one the IT companies are moving towards Tiruchi, Madurai, Coimbatore, Tirunelveli. So they definitely they need to construct new IT parks and everything. So civil engineering is very important for those things. Actually, they need to create an infrastructure and functional locations and everything. So they need to design the IT cubicle structures and everything. So wood science, wood technology, or any say pulp technology. I mean, whatever it may be, actually related to the construction and building nature, right? Like, they need to study those courses. So in addition to that, actually they study the design softwares. So then I can say planning softwares and everything, that will be a good thing. And they can even actually civil engineers can enter SAP. So in SAP we have industry specific solutions, that is for engineering, construction, and operations and everything. So we have SAP ECO is there, and building and construction industry specific building and construction industry specific models are available. They even actually with their with their functional experience, they can get into SAP and become a functional consultant and can work for the this kind of projects, like SAP IS specific ECO, building industry or construction industry kind of clients. They can able to work and share their experience and ideas to the client, so they can run the projects, right? And also the civil engineers normally will get into project systems. That is also one among the thing to study about the project cost, capex, opex or expenses, and work breakdown structures. How to set up a create a project, how to set up a project, how to run a project, how to invest on the project, how what are the things that they need to procure for the particular project-wise procurement. So all these things actually they can capture. So no, in particular, actually, the civil engineers can enter SAP PS or SAP MM. So these are the SAP IM. These kind of courses, right? Actually, asset management and engineering and construction and operations in the, or I mean that model. So these are the very good models for the civil engineers. And other than that, actually, they can work in say warehouse design kind of thing, right? Actually, for the warehouse shop, right, or manufacturing shop floor the design after getting the planning and design from the particular planning engineer or a warehouse engineer, right? They can work on that, designing a software and constructing the warehouse, right? So these are the main things, and without civil engineers, we cannot do any. We cannot set up a plant layout or any construction, right? So their importance is very much needed, and in India they are getting very low salary. So they, it is better after getting one or two experience in particular civil engineering field, design or construction or planning, they can do opt higher studies and get into top-notch universities and become a good planning engineer, or they can go for MBA, I mean management studies, becoming a boss. So they will go for management studies. So even actually IAM, XLRI, actually they're getting good score in GMAT, all these things actually they can get, or if they want to get do overseas, they can do TOEFL, IELTS, all this GRE, all these things, and getting a degree from the either in the civil engineering or management studies, so planning or design in the from the US or Europe or Australia or Russia or whatever country they are interested, they can able to enter that. Say for shipping industry or marine industry, Norway is the best suitable country. Likewise, actually, so for civil engineers, actually, we have a lot of countries actually opportunities having, especially US, Europe, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia. These are the, I mean, actually, where actually Dubai and Middle East, Saudi Arabia, all these things actually they are doing a lot of construction work. So civil engineers are well invited and they are getting good salary. So I hope, I mean, I already discussed about I mean the civil engineering opportunities, careers, salary, their career opportunities. Why you need to enter IT? I mean, they need to learn design softwares and structural design softwares and all planning softwares and everything. Why they need to enter ERP or ERP, learn ERP software. So in addition to the civil engineering graduation, right? So civil engineering is a good option. So think on that. So we have a lot of big scope in the future. There is no doubt in that. But think before you fell into action. Thanks for watching. This is GV Shivakkumar signing off.